What is up, my dudes? The DD3s have officially arrived. So in this video, I'm just going to be checking out the DD3s. I've also got some PD2s I'll be throwing, not necessarily this one I have over to the right, but I got some PD2s, a 2-line and a 3-line, and then some swirly DDs as well, as you can see here. The plastic and the overall feel of the DD3 is very similar to the Swirl DDs, so if you like the feel of those, you're gonna like the feel of the DD3s. The DD3 rim is a bit wider than your DD. I don't know how they compare versus the PD2. When I grip them both, I don't notice a huge difference between the DD3 and the PD2. Probably because I'm just not one of those people that can tell what disc I'm holding just based on the rim. I will say there's nothing uncomfortable about it. There's no sharp edges or anything like that. So as far as feel goes, I have no problem between the DD3 or the PD2, considering I have thrown the PD2 and continue to throw it for more utility shots. So speaking of shots, let's check out some general throws here. So first I'll show you my CD3 is kind of a go-to in my bag, so this is more for a comparison for you guys, because I know a lot of you throw either a CD3 or a DDX. I won't bother going over distances in this video because I mostly just wanted to show what lines you could put these on. Yes, there's my first run DDs. Those are a good disc, but really the biggest comparison I wanted to make was between the PD2 and the DD3, because a lot of the marketing for this disc was that it's going to be easier to throw PD2, which there's the first throw there on the DD3. I mean, I definitely pushed it a lot farther than I would my PD2s on that kind of a line. So there's a brand new fresh PD2, really dumpy, so you can tell the huge difference. Now distance wise there, I will tell you, is about a 50-foot difference at least. So here's a 2-line AJ, because I know some of you out there want to compare these to the old destroyers, which I think if you're looking for that flight, maybe look into the DDs instead. So again, there's one of my swirly DDs, one of my newer ones. So really on a hard shot, I probably could throw the same lines with the DD3 as my brand new DDs. But on hyzers, that's where a big difference between the PD2 and the DD3 arises for my arm speed. So again, there's just kind of a pop top 2-line destroyer. Here's the DD3. And the nice thing was I was actually able to get these up a little bit. So it might be a little bit, and by up I mean actually pop up out of the hyzer just a little bit. So maybe a little bit more forgiving on maybe like an early release or something like that. Not quite as forgiving or glidey as my swirly DDs, just because I think, again, my arm speed, really the DD I think for me is kind of the sweet spot. But again, the bigger difference is the PD2 feel and flight. So again, here's that PD2. So I was noticing a really big difference here in my anhyzers in the PD2 versus the DD3. Actually, some of my furthest shots that I threw this whole afternoon were these flex shots coming up here after a couple throws with the DD3. So the PD2, while great on a flex shot, I just showing way more glide on the DD3. Here's a 3-line AJ. So this is a really stable older destroyer. So that's even less glide I think than my PD2s. So there you have it for you destroyers throwers, I guess. DD3. So I put one up high and one low. So as this plays out, really final thoughts. I'm liking the DD3. It is definitely more glide and less effort than a PD2, but I think the DD is going to remain the main driver for me, just because, like I said, the arm speed. Maybe over summer try it again, and I'm actually excited to try this in an S-line plastic and see maybe if that'll be more in line with my arm speed. So alright guys, well that's about it, and thanks for checking out the video, and take it easy. Later.